anomalies, and some dark history. We've got it all on today's list, folks. Welcome back to Most Amazing. Here are the top 10 bizarre things you will only see once in your life. Honestly, these are pretty wild. I hope we never see some of these again. Number 10, phone booth stuffing. This list is absolutely wild. I had to start with perhaps my favorite historical event of all times. Phone booth stuffing, it's exactly what it sounds like. This kicked off around the late 1950s. People decided, out of nowhere it seems, to see how many people could fit in a phone booth. Just get them in, those tiny little, that's it. The methods here, I mean, honestly, they got pretty creative. Stacking horizontally was the key, apparently. As long as your head was in the booth, you were golden. The world record was set in 1959 when 25 people in South Africa squeezed into one booth. If you're watching this laughing right now, maybe you're thinking, why would anybody ever do this? Yeah, remember planking? That was like 5 years ago. Have you ever taken part in a mannequin challenge as well? Take those chuckles back, because we do some pretty stupid stuff now, right? 25 people in a phone booth, that is raw talent. They didn't have TikTok back then either. They did this because they felt like it. You know what I mean? Now we just do it for clout. No one ever planks just because they want to plank. It's always for the vine. Do it for the vine. Number 9, a really long party. Back in 1520, King Henry VIII of England and Francis I of France had a little meeting. And when I say little, I mean, well, you'll see. We've all been to a business lunch or two. Maybe you have one drink, the ideas start to flow, so you're like, you know what, we'll get another drink, whatever. Now you're riding a wave, good ideas are coming out, you're feeling good as a unit, and the next thing you know, you're buzzing. You're not feeling too great. You're a little bit dizzy. Well, this was like one of those meetings, but they kept drinking for 2.5 weeks. Both sides attended this meeting with one goal, to look cool and party hard. And they did it. Oh, they did it all right. They planned on this party being a historical one. A temporary palace was constructed before the meeting. It was like a party house meant for just this party, alongside 2 fountains. One was flowing with wine and the other was flowing with beer. So just, grab your hands, pick a fountain, pick your poison. Also, take your jacket off because you're staying a while. Hope you have some bread. Number 8, deadly nightshade. Macbeth's soldiers used deadly nightshade to poison their enemies, and during the Victorian age, women would apply nightshade to their eyes. Yeah, let's hope we don't see this in the cosmetic game ever again. The pupils would become larger after nightshade was applied. That was the whole idea, I guess, because bigger pupils meant that you were attractive. Sure, like, good evening, madam. May I have this dance? Like, okay, sure. Back in the Victorian era, the pale look, the red lips, beauty marks, you were trying to resemble a literal queen. So women in the 1800s would either make their own compound themselves or find deadly nightshade berries and then just improvise. Yeah, it didn't end too well. For the red lips, pre-Kylie days, the main ingredient in Victorian times for red lipstick was crushed up insects, which already could cause allergic reactions when applied directly to your lips, but the ammonia mixed in really put the nail in the coffin in that case. Deadly nightshade, ammonia, and crushed insects. What am I, Oogie Boogie? This is awful. Let's move on. Number 7, bad hair day. I had to include the tale of the woman who ate her own hair. Why did she do it? What's going on here? How much hair did she eat? I have so many questions. The Liverpool Daily Post back in 1869 got the attention of passerbyers with this one. A 30-year-old passed away in the village of Lincolnshire, and that's not too far off from average life expectancy back in the 1800s, you know, with the poison cosmetics and all. But this case, this was odd, obviously. Doctors asked the family if they could carry out a post-mortem, and lo and behold, a 2-pound solid chunk of hair was just sitting in her stomach. It caused ulcerations of the stomach and ultimately caused her death. The woman's sister did note that over the last dozen years or so, she had been casually eating her hair, just like one strip at a time, every now and then, wouldn't hurt. Well, it added up. So if you know anybody eating hair, you know, tell them to stop, please.